I made almost $12,000 by taking on about 5 clients as an Upwork freelancer. Upwork has been my most profitable side hustle and has helped me to get out of tremendous amounts of debt. Hi, I'm Shayna of the Wealth Vibe, and I create videos to help you eliminate debt, grow your income, and build wealth. And I'm going to share with you my experience as an Upwork freelancer so that you can learn more about how you can start making money with Upwork as a freelancer. So if you're ready to get started with making money on Upwork, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for hitting that thumbs up button because it really helps out this channel and lets people know that this is the right resource for finding information about making money on Upwork. Back in 2015, I signed up to be a freelancer on what used to be called Elance, and then later on it was rebranded to be called Upwork. And I decided that I wanted to sign up to be a freelancer on Elance back in the day because I wanted to be able to make some extra money because I was a doctoral student and I was poor. And I wanted to see how I can take on some consulting clients to use some of the skills that I learned in my doctoral program. So some of those skills were statistical analysis, qualitative data analysis, and really any type of research support services that I could offer. So I was familiar with the Elance platform and I figured, hey, why not just create an account on Elance to see if I can make some money. So I created that account and I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited. And I got no responses whatsoever to my profile. And I think the major issue with my profile back then is the way that I was putting myself out there, the way I was branding myself. I was telling everyone that I was a doctoral student. And in my mind, I think that kind of watered down what people could expect of me. They were thinking that I'm still in training and that I probably wasn't going to be able to provide them top-notch services. Let's fast forward to 2018. So in 2018, I was in massive debt. I had about $108,000 of debt, which I had already started to pay down a little bit. And at this time, I had already graduated from my doctoral program. But because I was in lots of debt and I had already graduated, I figured that I had even more to offer as a consultant. And I should be able to make money doing research consulting services. So I just so happened to have been watching a YouTube video by the One Big Happy Life channel, and they talked about how they were able to side hustle using the Time Etc. platform. I checked out Time Etc. to see if I could provide some services, some research services on Time Etc. And through my experience with that, I decided that that also was not the platform for me, but it reminded me of what was now called Upwork. And so I decided to give Upwork another shot, and I went on to Upwork in April 2018. I rebranded myself, and I went out there and sought some clients, and I was able to secure my first client on Upwork. And I started to make money from Upwork, and ever since then I've been making lots of money through the clients that I was able to get on the Upwork platform. On Upwork, I provide research consulting services. So I provide any type of support from start to finish with a research project. So you might be thinking like, what can I do on Upwork and who is Upwork really for? So Upwork is really for anyone. Any type of freelancer out there can utilize the Upwork platform. From my experience, I'll recommend a few tips for setting up your Upwork profile. So when it comes to your picture, you definitely want to have a picture. You want to have a picture that shows yourself so that people can look at you and see who they'll be working with, because people like to connect with other people, which is the reason why a lot of people like YouTube, for example, because you can see people like me and you can see yourself maybe connecting with them and you get to know them a little bit better because you can put a face to the name. So when it comes to the content of your profile, you want to lay out a few key things on your profile. You want to tell people the services that you'll offer, some of the terms, so some of the policies that that you have or the time frame that you work in or how fast your turnaround is. And then thirdly, you'll want to tell people why you are the freelancer for them. Why are you the expert that they should hire? So on my profile, I tell people that I offer a range of consulting services for research. So I tell them that I can do quantitative and qualitative data analysis, tell them that I can write reports. And then when it comes to some policy expectations, I tell them that I give a fast turnaround. And maybe this is something that I can do a little bit better. On my profile, I probably should tell them that I have a full-time job and that I work on Upwork on a limited basis, just so that everyone is upfront and knows what they're dealing with when they hire me. And then when it comes to why I am the freelancer for them, I tell them about my educational background. I tell them about the fact that I have gotten an Ivy League degree, that I also have a PhD in research methods, and also a master's degree. And I tell them about why that makes me qualified to do the work that they need to have done. And I also give them a few examples of the work that I've already accomplished. So I attach some examples of some of the research articles that I have published with data that I have analyzed. And then that really sets up the case for someone deciding to hire me. Another key thing when it comes to your profile is your headline. So you'll want to put a headline that captures the attention of the people that are looking to hire you. In my headline, I put that I am a Ivy League trained researcher, and it might be a little like cringy. That's where I was looking. It might be a little cringy, but a lot of people are looking for the best of the best when they're looking to spend their hard-earned money, looking for someone to do a job for them and do it well. So that is something that I have on my side. So I put it out there that I'm Ivy League trained and I am a researcher that can get this done. So you'll want to figure out what is a unique quality that you have. So don't just say that you're a graphic designer. Everybody that is a graphic designer on Upwork. But what makes you special and what makes you different? Why would they want to hire you? That's what you want to highlight in your headline. So my example is that I'm an Ivy League trained researcher. So you'll have to think about what that is for you. Maybe you got trained at the best art school ever, or maybe you are award-winning designer. Maybe you're an award-winning writer. You'll want to put that in your headline so that people are wowed and say, you know, I want to work with this person. So those are the basics for your profile. You want to think about having a great picture. You want to put together really good content that tells people who you are, what you do, and why they should hire you. And then you want to give them a really good headline that brings them in and makes them want to even be interested in you in the first place. The hiring process starts with a client posting a job on the Upwork platform. So a client will create a job posting and they'll detail what they want done, when they want it done by, and maybe even a budget that they have for that project. And as a freelancer, you can actually search for job postings. So you can see what job postings are listed in your industry, in your field or topic area. So actually on Upwork, one thing that you can do is you can create keywords that you can easily access and then check them out to find if there are new job postings listed. And you'll be able to search those as an option. Once a client has created a job posting, they can either wait for proposals to come in to respond to their job posting, or they can reach out to freelancers directly that they're interested in having do the work for them. First, I'm going to talk about how you can respond to a job posting by putting in a proposal. Once a job posting has been created, you can actually search all the job postings that are open to see if you're interested in putting in a proposal to do that work. So in order to do a proposal, you actually have to do this thing called a connect. So connects, they actually charge you as a freelancer to respond to a job posting by using a certain number of connects. So I believe connects cost about 15 cents each. And on average, a job posting costs about 3 connects. So it'll probably cost you a few cents to respond to a job posting, to put in your bid to do that work. So once you pay for your connects, then you can respond to a job posting. And then when you respond to the job posting, you'll basically provide like a cover letter or some examples of your work, and you'll tell the client why you are the best person to do the work that they are seeking to have done. And then they'll make a decision on whether to hire you or not. On the other hand, a client can actually decide to seek out a freelancer to do the work for them. So a client can actually search through all the profiles that are available in a certain topic. For example, graphic designers. They can type in graphic designers and they can search for all the profiles that might fit the criteria that they're looking for. So they might be interested in a US-based freelancer that has a medium budget, so like $2 signs, and they might even want somebody in a certain zip code or with a certain rating. They can filter out freelancers based off of a number of criteria. And once they find a freelancer that they're interested in, they can actually invite a freelancer to do the job. So if you are invited to do a job, you actually don't have to do any connects. You don't have to pay anything because the client is actually reaching out to you and asking you to respond and probably do the work for them. In my experience, I've only put in a proposal when I first started working on Upwork, and I didn't have to pay for them because previously their model was that they would give you about 60 connects per month, and then you would be able to connect or put in proposals for free. And if you went over those 60 connects, then you would have to pay for them. But actually, since this week that I'm recording the video, they have gone to this new model where everyone has to pay for connects. So once you have a client and they're interested in hiring you, how do you make money on the Upwork platform? So there are 2 ways that you can make money on the Upwork platform. So you can either make money by the hour or you can make money by the project. So if you are working on an hourly basis, you will set your rate per hour. And so let's say you decide that you're going to work on projects at a rate of $50 per hour. When someone hires you, they hire you at an hourly rate, on an hourly basis. So they'll set your account to that. And then anytime you are getting ready to do work for them, you have to log on to the Upwork platform, and then they have a timekeeping system that will actually take screenshots of your work or of your desktop to provide the client some evidence that you are actually working on their project during the time that they say, or during the time that you say that you are working. So it provides evidence on your behalf to show that you are actually working for the amount of hours that you claim to be working. The second way to get paid on Upwork is by the project. So with by the project, you are basically going to get paid by milestones that you set for the project. So let's say there is this large project, this large graphic design project. They want you to do logos, they want you to do letterheads, they want you to do package design, and they also want you to do marketing materials. Those can be 4 different milestones in your project. And across those 4 different milestones, you can decide that the entire project is going to cost the client $2,000. But you can also decide for milestone 1, the logo design, that you're only going to charge them $100. And then for the letterhead design, you're also going to charge them $100. But then when it comes to the package design, you're going to charge them $1,500. And then for the last milestone, you're going to charge them the remaining balance. So you can break up the amount of money each milestone actually costs throughout the project, but then you know overall this is how much you should be getting paid should all milestones be completed. Now when it comes to by the project, I think that it adds a lot more flexibility for you and for the client. For you, you don't have to have screenshots taken of your workspace at all, because the idea is you're just going to get the work done. And kind of think of this as working like on a salary basis. I would say that's kind of like the equivalent of that. So your deliverable is that you're getting the work done, and it's not the amount of time that you're actually putting in to do it. Because let's say you are really good at the work that you do, and you can get work done like super fast, right? But you want to charge more because you are actually an expert at what you do. You've been doing this for 10 years, and you want people to pay you for your expertise and the fact that you can actually get it done faster. So in those cases, by the hour wouldn't really work for you because you're working super fast. So by the project would actually work a little fast or a little better for you because you're getting the work done and you're giving the client top-notch work and a fast turnaround. So you've been hired, you've done the work. Now, when do you get paid? So with Upwork, you can set a few different options for how frequently you want to get paid. You can probably get paid on a weekly basis. You can get paid on a monthly basis. And there are a few other options. But basically the way Upwork works is that you set how frequently you want to get paid, and then they will direct deposit the amount of money that has been cleared for the completed milestone or the completed amount of work that you have done, and they will deposit that money into your account at the frequency at which you set. So typically I like to get paid the week after the project or the milestone has been completed, and I believe I usually get paid like on the next Wednesday after the work has been completed, and then I get a direct deposit into my account for that money. Now you might be wondering, how much money do I actually get to take home from the money that I earn on the Upwork platform? So that's a really good question, because you already know that Upwork is going to be charging you for the service that they provide, which is the platform where you are able to find clients. Upwork charges a fee to all the freelancers that provide work on their platform, and that fee is based on a percentage. And that percentage is just not a flat percentage. It's actually on a scale basis. So that means that people who charge a lower amount for their projects on Upwork are actually going to pay a higher percentage of a fee to Upwork than people who charge a larger amount on their projects. So let's say we have a freelancer that completed a project and they charge $50 for that project. They will be charged a higher percentage of fee to Upwork than someone who completed a project and charged $1,000 for their work. And it's really because Upwork has a graded scale that really rewards people who spend or charge more money to their customers on the Upwork platform. So I'm showing you an example on the screen of how that system works. And Upwork is very upfront with you when you are putting in your proposals for work and when you're deciding how much you're actually going to charge for the work that you are proposing to do for a client. They're going to break down what that percentage is, and they're going to tell you how much you're going to take home and how much Upwork is going to take home. On the Upwork platform, you are a freelancer. I've been saying it this entire time, this entire video. And as a freelancer, the federal government considers you as a self-employed independent contractor. So as a self-employed independent contractor, you have to pay taxes in a whole nother way. And I actually have a video that goes over self-employed independent contractor taxes, and I'll have it linked up in the cards above if you're interested in checking that out. So on the Upwork platform, you're going to have to think about taxes as well. So one really tricky thing when it comes to Upwork is that Upwork actually operates kind of as a transaction intermediary. And because they are actually not your employer and they are not the person that is actually contracting services for you, they do not provide you a 1099. They will only provide a 1099-K if you have done a certain number of transactions on the Upwork platform. And it's like thousands of dollars worth of transactions on the Upwork platform. That probably most freelancers that use Upwork most likely won't reach that maximum to even get a 1099K. So you're probably wondering like, well, how do I pay taxes from the money that I earn from Upwork? So if you are hired by a client on Upwork, what's supposed to happen is that client is supposed to generate a 1099 form for you if you have done more than $600 worth of work for them in a year. So really, you should be getting 1099s from each one of your clients that you have been hired or have hired you through the Upwork platform. And then you'll use that to file your taxes at the end of the year. Now that I've gone over all the details about Upwork and how you can get started, you might be wondering, do I actually recommend the Upwork platform? And I definitely do, because I was able to make almost $12,000 in about 6, maybe 8 months of being on the platform last year, and that was only through 5 clients. And I will admit that it has a lot to do with the fact that I do provide a high-end service, a service that commands a high dollar amount, so I was able to make lots of money. But there are tons of other people on Upwork that do, lower end cost services, and they're able to make thousands and thousands of dollars. They're able to make a full annual salaries worth of money on the platform. So I do highly recommend it because I've had a pretty good experience on the platform to be able to generate some side income for myself to be able to pay down my debt. I hope this video was helpful to you and that you'll be able to make lots of money on the Upwork platform. I have a few videos here for you to check out on how to do your taxes as a self-employed independent contractor. And I have a video that talks about the money that I was able to make on Upwork and other side hustles throughout the year. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so that I can see you in the next video. See you later.